So, like, these guys are all doing different things, and they're all out there. And I know what you're all thinking, like, well, how come, like, when I'm like in the dream world at night, like, I don't see any, like, posters or, like, magazines that are like, oh, Carl Sagan on his new book. Well, it's because, like, those guys can't really write books in the dream world, like, because there's all this weird stuff going on in the dream world. Like, people are trying to not recognize that I am what I am. And it just equates to everybody in the control world, that is, you and I, going into the dream world and having a bunch of people going, let's move him this way and move him that way, or move her this way and move her that way, until, like, I release enough books or enough people watch my videos for the dream world to become the MMO gaming universe that I've designed it to be, slash residence of people who are dead. So, more people in the control world have to accept that when people die, they just go into the dream world, like, oh, what happened to, like, Grandpa? And instead of, like, the parents lying to their kids, oh, he's in heaven, they say, he's in the dream world. When you dream at night, you actually might see Grandpa, right? Now, like, Grandpa is probably busy trying to get laid and reincarnated. So, like, little Billy, or Sarah, shouldn't even want to hang out with Grandpa because, Carl Sagan is out there, teaching his class on, how to spot all of the psychic vampire trash in the world, so that, like, when you're in school and the teacher is like, oh, it's all science and, like, oh, this, that, and the other thing, the kids know that these are just, like, people trying to, like, prevent them from learning things that will help them navigate the system of souls when they're high, or, like, when they get to that point that the spirit world cuts in and tries to control them. So who knows? I kind of personally, I don't trust Carl Sagan because I feel like he's a part of the scientific community of, like, lie to everyone. So, like, all of these celebrities are kind of like, they're either, cool or just, like, total psychic vampire trash. And unfortunately for them, I have to treat them as the psychic vampire trash. But the thing is that, like, it just keeps me safe. Because they're not supposed to be, like, buddying up to me anyway. Because I'm so far beyond them. Alright? They're supposed to just be, like, tuning in via their operators, if they're even allowed to. Because a lot of these people aren't even to know what I'm doing on a daily basis. Because like, people will spy through them. My enemies will try to, like, offer them some sort of cheese. John, oh, what's going on? Got this piece of cheese. Oh, who cares? It'll give you magic powers. Magic powers, I want those, right? John, no. You're not the boss of me. I can do what I want. Right? That is obviously a reference to the Revolution video on the Beatles anthology. When they're in some fake club playing, the amplified version of Revolution. Like, towards the end, John's like, he makes some weird demon face, and it's like, I think that's John going, I'm a demon, everyone, So, like, all of these people become those, like, shifty characters that you can't really rely on, and that's good for you all. You're not supposed to think that, like, John Lennon is going to help you write a hit song. John Lennon is busy trying to get laid or reincarnated, and he's also, slamming Tron Legacy because it sucked. It sucked, Well, what did you think of the new Harry Potter film, John? It sucked, yeah, I thought it sucked too. Like, I'm glad I haven't watched any of the other movies because, that series just looks totally stupid. Like, it's just like a Roald Dahl, like, tossed into a cauldron and like, you know, oh, it's like, you know, magic and stuff, and it completely ignores everything that's going on in the universe, and like it just, you know, like I know that the movies are based on the books, and I haven't read the books because, you know, I was too busy, you know, trying to get laid. But like, you know, so like what's going on now is it's pretty much this, you know, celebrities shouldn't be worshipped, because then you just wave cheese in front of them, you know, like, oh, I'll do your bidding, Mistress Marilyn Monroe, right? And then what that does is it gets everybody to just load her up with souls so that she becomes like some Trojan horse. And then when you're like saying you'll do her bidding, you know, just some random like spirit world, you know, loony is gonna, you know, zap you and make you do or think whatever they want. And then you just have like this corruption in your terminal because you think Marilyn Monroe is like your best friend. No, Marilyn Monroe is not to be like anything to you all other than just somebody who's trying to get laid or reincarnated. Like, those celebrities are out there and they're not to be thought of as like dream lords, you know, or the dream masters or anything. It's all XWX, alright? So like a lot of these, like, they haven't earned it. Alright? All they're doing, like, the thing that's fucking these people up is that all of these people in the dream world and in the control world are trying to make them think that they can be these like dream lord characters, right? Like, I run this domain and this is my kingdom, right? And that doesn't work because it's all run by me, which is the only way it does work, because it standardizes the system. You know? It's like, you know, the Marvel universe and the DC universe, and the DC universe exist in two different worlds. The Marvel universe exists in the actual world, whereas the DC universe exists in Fantasyland. Gotham City and Metropolis aren't actual cities. So, due to that, Spider-Man can't travel to Metropolis and battle Superman. So, when you take that example and apply it to real life, obviously everybody exists in the real world. The master continuity of events and people crosses over from the control world into the dream world. And if you're talking to some magic dream genie, you're really just talking to some person who died probably about 15,000 years ago or so. Maybe between like, I'll say like between like 3,000 and 15,000 years ago. And really, you're not even talking to those people. You're talking to a character that can be corrupted and, you know, made to like corrupt your terminal. That's why it's like myself, the programmer, you know, or God. Then it's like the information, you know, the infinite expanse of information and things that I am and do that prevents even, you know, the dream genies from being something that is considered to be more than I am. Alright? So, dream, we'll just, this is also these are my employees, SVU, or users. Then there's people, right? And it's just like, go about your lives. Try to get laid. you know, smoke weed, you know, find it, you know, that's an adventure. You know, try to grow it. That's a very difficult adventure to um, partake of, right? Rather to venture forth in the hopes of completing. Anyway, to complete, a very difficult adventure to complete, right?